Let's get ready to rumble. I don't know if I saw a soccer match or a boxing match, bro. They went at it.
Fire. How's everything going? What'd you think of the match?
It was dope. Where are you? You're like in the boondocks somewhere. What's going on over here?
Bro, last week of the New Zealand project. I know everyone's hyped to hear about it, but I also have to be in Charlotte for an event for work. So we are recording at midnight after my New Zealand time is done, after all the activities are done.
Yo, maybe you could go catch a Charlotte game. They might play tomorrow.
Ooh,
right? That's why I have all these Wednesday games. You'll do it later. That's not important right now. Right now, we got to talk about what went down on Sunday. That was crazy, bro.
It was crazy. It's like the game was so good, but then there was the drama afterwards was just so spicy that you got to start with that.
Yeah, so if anybody hasn't seen the game, there was a fight. It happened at the end of the game. It was juicy. It was crazy. I'm going to show some footage right now because it was just so insane. So first thing you see here is they're going at it, and you see Sean Johnson and Strahinovic just really like going. And Sean Johnson looked adamant about this one. He was starting to really like chase him down. If you look towards the end of this video, look at him. Sean Johnson on the bottom of the screen just goes at him, bro. It was crazy. And it's crazy because it's Sean Johnson, and you never see that from Sean Johnson.
Exactly. In all the years Sean Johnson's been our goalkeeper, my man has always stayed calm, cool, composed. I don't know what Strazevic said to Sean Johnson, but it pissed him off, bro. It was crazy to see him like that.
So it wasn't more of a saying thing. So I heard from one of his players, they're on the post-game press conferences, his player said a Toronto FC player, Osorio, they're like basically their most tenured player, was like he saw one of our players headbutt him. It only makes sense that the one player who headbutted Sean Johnson was the guy Sean Johnson was going after. So basically,
Gotcha.
I think it was not something of words, but it was his actions, which was him headbutting him. Here's another angle of this thing. It was crazy. But yeah, I don't think it was any word said. I think it was more of the actions done.
And I just want to throw out there that it just seemed like there was bad blood the entire game. Like Toronto was coming out there getting fouls left and right. I think the ref let the game get a little out of control when he didn't give Rosted a red card, and I think that's where it all started. But what we learned afterwards was it wasn't just from this game. It turns out there was some history here that we might have not really known about before today.
Yeah, exactly. And to your point, the game was getting a little chippy throughout the game. If you look at both of these teams, I think we're third in the amount of fouls and they're fifth, or it might be the opposite. But it's a chippy game. And it wasn't just the players. I mean, look at this. When we saw Nick Cushing coming out, he got attacked basically by their head coach, John Herdman. And so
Yeah.
he got and he has his two hands tucked in, and this John Herdman comes straight at him, and we wanted to know what the hell caused this. Like, why is this like such a thing? And this is what they said after the press conference. So this is what Osorio had to say after the game.
Animosity from the last game, from what happened at halftime. Their coach starts to talk and say things to certain players. That I think is maybe crossing the line a little bit, but then when we hear that they corner the coach and three other players corner a 19-year-old of ours by himself, that's when there's a problem.
So basically, he's saying back in Yankee Stadium when they played earlier in the season, I think it was May 16th or March 16th, he says that their 19-year-old, I mean, there's only one 19-year-old on the team, Marshall Ruddy, basically got cornered by three of our NYCFC players, and basically it was our coach also who also cornered him. And then to go further into this, the Toronto's head coach, right after he says this, says this.
John, was there any action taken from the incident in halftime at Yankee Stadium? Did anything come out of that?
No, the cameras weren't working in certain areas of the stadium.
But one of your players was...
A 19-year-old reported being punched by the coach in that stadium.
I just want to make sure I get this right. You're saying that Nick Cushing punched one of your players in the tunnel in the first game at Yankee Stadium?
Well, that was the off-record report that came into the dressing room at half-time from a young 19-year-old that said he got cornered and punched in the face.
It's just hard to believe that nothing came out of that.
No cameras, no evidence.
So at the end, he says there was no camera, there's no evidence. He's saying Cushing punched him. What's your thoughts?
Are we talking about the same Cushing? Like, I just can't. Soft-spoken, always on the positive end, even though we've lost 37 games in a row. Is the dude punching a 19-year-old from another team? It sounds a little far-fetched. And so that was my initial thought. If you told me Dome punched somebody, I'd see it. If you say Ronnie Dyla punched someone, I'd definitely see it. But Nick Cushing, I don't know, man. It just seems out of character.
One thing I will say, though, is, and I don't know when this started happening, but NYCFC and the opposing team always used to come out of the same locker room, like the same tunnel. And then at some point during this season, and some people have said it's after the Toronto game. I don't know if it's true, but after this Toronto game, it could be possibly that the tunnels changed. Because now if you look at it, the opposing team goes into another tunnel and the home team goes into a different, and the NYCFC goes into another tunnel. So that makes me believe something did happen in that tunnel. That doesn't mean that Cushing punch somebody in the face, or better alone, even a 19-year-old. But I think something definitely went down in that tunnel.
Also, you would think that the press conference after that game, or maybe even just a few days after that game, we would have heard something. That we're hearing about it 2 months later after an L. I don't know, man. It just doesn't seem to add up for me.
And so that's a good point. So I have another soundbite. I know this is a soundbite heavy, guys, but I just want to. If we say what they said, it'll be all fucked up. But let's hear what they said. So Nick Cushing says that. He says this is the first time that I've even heard about this allegation was yesterday. So I mean on Saturday. So this is what he had to say.
Firstly, I would like to say the first I heard of the allegation made about myself 2 months ago, about the incident 2 months ago, was post the press conference of Toronto FC on Saturday evening. I categorically deny any involvement or any incident where I have punched or assaulted any Toronto FC player or staff member. I would like to say that we as a club, I am shocked personally and upset by the allegation. We as a club have proactively asked MLS to investigate the incident on Saturday evening, and I will leave it with MLS and our legal team to carry out the investigation. I am sure you can appreciate that due to the investigation, I won't be able to or will not be willing to answer any questions on this.
So NYCFC is doing their own investigation. That's like crazy. Like, I'm investigating you for you investigating me.
I like that reverse card. You ain't investigating us. We're investigating you. Take out that Uno card.
But so, I mean, that's also an interesting part of it. Like, so this was a huge thing, right? According to Toronto, like they were upset about this, but then you really didn't, like, if you look at after that game at that halftime. So I have footage of what went down at halftime, that first game. And if you look at it, I mean, yeah, they're heated and they're upset, but they go on to play that game and it's never mentioned after that game. You know what I mean? If something really went down, wouldn't they have said something after that game?
Well, I do think though here, like you see here, Cushion, according to Herdman, I think today was saying that Cushion was saying stuff that he thought was reckless and over the top. Oh, we just actually heard it in the clip, and he thought that was a lot, and then it became a physical altercation. So I mean, you saw Cushion in that clip you just showed that he was mouthing off to somebody about something. So I mean, if you think about it, maybe Cushion didn't punch dude in the face, but maybe he kind of instigated the whole situation by going off on one of the players, which then led to a fight, which then continued into the tunnel. So I think that's what happened. Punched in the face, like you cornered him, you guys jumped him. I know we in the Bronx, but you still ain't jumping people in Yankee Stadium, homie. So do I think he got jumped? No. Do I think he might have gotten hit? Yeah, but like hit where like, you're in a mosh pit and you accidentally punch somebody in the face, maybe. You know what I mean?
Well, I think even that's a little too far. Like, because if you're saying somebody hit him, who hit him then, right? And I don't think it was. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think somebody got hit. I think there was a scuffle. There was probably pushing, maybe an elbow or something when you're trying to push somebody, got into his face or something like that. But there's also no camera evidence, and I think that's one thing that Herdman said today. Like there was no camera. I have the clip from today if we want to listen to it, but.
I mean, bro, you on a roll with clips? Just fucking post it.
All right, let's. This is what Herdman said today.
You brought this to the attention of the league after it happened. Do I understand that correctly?
Yeah, we requested video from New York. We requested that when we returned home because it's important. It was an emotional, important piece of information that had been shared not only with me but with the club. So we asked for that info. We got video footage of everything that happened in that tunnel, and I think if anyone gets to see that footage, you'll see what was involved and how the coach might have been involved in that sort of incident. But in terms of any footage of a 19-year-old being physically accosted, there was no footage of that.
No footage of it.
But also they had footage, so they had.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You had footage of, unless he's talking about the footage on the field that we all saw, but I don't think that's what he's referring to. So if Nick Cushing's feeling a little spicy and he's like going at him, talking, I don't think that's anything serious, right?
Yeah, and also like, so you got footage of what happened in the tunnel. You're saying people could see how Cushing played a part in it, but you're saying the corner where he got jumped, there's no footage? How is that even possible?
But where are you coming out with this jump thing? You're from the Bronx, bro. Relax.
Bro, cornered by 3 people and I got punched. That sounds like 2 dudes was like, hold them down, and then just pop, 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 pop. That's what it sounds like to me.
Wait, who held them down, though, is the better question.
Yo, you know one of them was Tavon Gray. I don't know who the other one was, but one of them was definitely Tavon.
Yo, Tavon was in that scrum, bro. He was fighting in there. I didn't see it, but I heard Hovan was getting in there too. I heard he tackled someone.
Oh yeah, I saw Jovan. Who is it? The Hudson River Blue. You know how they do the comic.
Yeah.
It was like Jovan's one contribution to the team, and it was him choking one of the Toronto players in the comic strip. I thought that was so funny, man.
Just give credit to the right person. Outfield.
I thought the outfield had a different comic strip.
I think they did both, though, this time.
Oh, okay. All right, the outfield. My bad.
One thing that I find interesting is Nick Cushing had, like, both his hands in his pocket in this game. Was that to be, like, extra, like, I never do anything wrong. Like, you know what I mean? It kind of pushes the point of, like, oh, maybe he's trying to act extra soft because he knows the league might be investigating something.
I don't know, bro. It looked to me like he was completely unaware of what was happening. My man looked completely lost. And when they went to talk to him, he just kept walking. To me, this guy, I think he instigated a situation in March? Yes. Do I think he thought it stuck around? I don't think so. I think he was oblivious to what was happening. You know what I thought was great, too? On the clip after the game a couple days ago, they asked him, they're accusing you of hitting someone. And he was like, I've never touched a player or hit any player in the 368 games I've coached. how does my man have how many games he's coached memorized, bro? I was like, what? You got a little list, and every time you just add it. My man called that number out of nowhere.
That was not in a press conference though, so I don't know how that statement was made to that reporter. So maybe it could have been like he had some time to craft a response. I know it was that night, but it wasn't in the press conference, because if you look at the press conference, he acted like it was. He was like, "Oh, I didn't actually see what happened. I was talking to a ref," and he's like, moments get heated. But he did not So when they started accusing him of punching a player, he was already doing his press conference. The press conferences were at the same time, so then he had to address those allegations today on Monday. But he did give a statement to a reporter. I don't know when that reporter asked, but it definitely wasn't in the press conference.
Gotcha.
It could have been soon after, though. It could have been Sunday. It could have been Saturday night, but it wasn't during the press conference. It doesn't change the fact that maybe he pulled out his FOP mob numbers. It was like, look, 368 games I've coached. I'm good. But this game was great, man. And I kind of, I mean, fighting's not good, but spike up a rivalry. Like Yankees, Boston Red Sox, you love it because these guys hate each other. We need more hate in MLS. People should hate each other. We should have rivalries. We should be playing against our exes where it's Sean Johnson and we're like pissed at him. Like, this is good. This is good for the league. And we shouldn't be masking it either. Like, if I don't know, I didn't watch Apple TV and like the wrap-ups and all that, but if they didn't talk about it, they're losing an audience there. You know what I mean? Everybody should be talking about it.
I mean, bro, but if he really punched, I mean, the funny thing is people are like, he punched a 19-year-old. I mean, you're 19, you're kind of a grown-ass man. So, like, I'm like, I mean, I don't know, but I don't know, bro. I'm like a little torn up on the whole thing.
Not about the 19-year-old, but I'm talking about the brawl. That was basically a brawl.
It was a brawl. That's true. I mean, pretty much 90% of the baseball highlights I care about is when someone dives at the pitcher. So, I'm like, oh, baseball sounds like fun now.
But I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. Oh, by the way, Awusa, their striker, gets a red card at the end of the game, and Strahina gets a red card too, so they won't be available for next game, or he won't be available.
Did Sean Johnson not get a red card?
So far, nothing. That's all I've heard so far. But yeah, I'm surprised Sean Johnson. I'm sure there's going to be something. There's got to be something that comes out with that, because Sean Johnson kind of kept it going.
That's kind of crazy, bro.
After watching that, are you more anti-Sean Johnson? Are you more pro?
So Sean Johnson wasn't. What I would say is Sean Johnson's attack was specifically to that one player. He wasn't going after Santi. He wasn't going after his old boy Tavon. He wasn't going after anybody. So I give him, bro. He won us the championship. Am I glad he got his ass whooped when we played against him? Yes. Do I think like we should just consider him not like important to our team? I can't say that. You know what I mean? I appreciated the time he was here. I don't think he's a snake. Do I hate him right now? Yes. When he retires, am I going to say you're never allowed into our new stadium? No. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, he kind of tiptoed a line there, though, going at our players, even if it's, I mean, granted, Strahinaj really is a nobody right now and hasn't built up a resume in NYCFC. So I could see him being mad like, yo, that was my team, bro. Chill out. So I get it. But at the same time, you came out at your own team. That's not cool.
I mean, bro, Strahinaj, for whatever reason, headbutted him. What are you going to do if that was your old team, but you got headbutted by some random ass player? I go punch you in the. You know what I do be doing? Just like
I don't know how true it is, but rumor has it Strahinovic was protecting Nick Cushing, who kind of got like hit in the back by a Toronto player. So I mean, if he's defending the gaffer, the coach, I mean,
I bet
you,
right? I bet you Strahinovic had no idea Sean Johnson ever played for NYCFC.
Oh, he for sure
like,
didn't know, bro.
Like, I'm picking whatever random player I could go and punch.
All right, I think we've talked about this enough. Crazy, crazy stuff. But let's get into the game. The game was just as exciting as the brawl.
I know, but it's crazy because like it almost overshadows how good that game was between my favorite player in the entire world now, Malachi Jones, and Hans Wolf and Matt Freese, bro. I didn't even know who to give man of the match to. You know who got man of the match was Hans Wolf. What do you think of that?
Definitely deserved. I mean, every goal was because of him. You had the penalty, you had the cross from him to Santi. I mean, to the middle of the box, which
Alonso
led to a
Martinez.
handball. And then you had 2 assists. Literally, all 3 goals were because of you, and he was great, man. Honestly, like he leads the team right now with 3 assists, and if we just like look at it, like he's been a presence, and games like this show why he's getting these starts. When
Yes,
you
but
first
what
looked at the
about
lineup, were you surprised? Because you had Wolf and Malachi Jones and Perea. You didn't even and Alonso Martinez, so you had a lot of rotation.
and Tavon Gray?
Oh, and Tavon Gray, yeah. I think when I saw this lineup, I thought, okay, they're not prioritizing this game. They care more about beating Philadelphia and definitely winning at home against the Red Bulls.
I thought the same thing. To see Malachi Jones get a start, I thought, and see a Pereira, I thought, okay, like I think they're gonna play real hard for a draw this game. That's really what I thought they were going for. Uh, but man, this team came out guns blazing, homie. But actually, not guns blazing. They came
No,
out
those
looking
first like 5 minutes were scary, bro.
they were scary, but you know what I really appreciated though, and I think Hans Wolf did this really well, was like there were at Toronto, and I mean you kind of seen it in the past games. Every team that we've been playing against is like, yo, NYCFC takes time to get their ball rolling. So let's score as quickly as possible. Let's press super high, get a quick early goal, and then we'll figure out what to do. And I think with your boy, they did the same thing. Did you see the first second of the game? They almost set up, pretty much had a set piece where they tried to score a goal. They went right over the top, and Freeze had to save it like 5 seconds in the game.
Yeah.
And so I thought, wow, like, and then you saw it for the first 10, 15 minutes. They were just pressing super hard, super fast, and like Hans Wolf and Santi Rodriguez, they just stayed composed, kept distributing the ball, kept holding on to it. I was like, whoa, who is this team? Usually we're just back passing when we're scared, or we give up the ball because we're afraid of the press. And I didn't see that. I saw a team that stayed composed, stayed mature, and said, let's just push through this press, tire them out, and then we'll find our opportunities. Like, and we went off the counter. I was like, well, where did this team come from? It was impressive.
Am I frozen on your screen, bro?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what's so crazy about that is like we had such a diverse lineup than what we usually have. So many new guys playing with each other that it's crazy that they were still that composed. Because for me, it's like, oh, if I got to press and now I'm playing with guys that I usually don't play with, or we really don't get minutes with each other, you think that struggle would like start, and it'd be like, oh man, we're really gonna start off slow. But it didn't. I mean, they started off slow right in the beginning, but then they kind of picked it up, and they really got their, they really started to gel pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed the pace that like Malachi Jones brought to that left side, man. Like, I wasn't sure, a guy who's getting his first start ever on an MLS team, who's just been drafted, and we've kind of seen some weak parts of his game, to see him come in and roasted. I just thought was fantastic. I mean, he could have forced that. Like, Rosted should have gotten a red card, and it was all because of Malachi Jones' play. He couldn't keep up with him, so he had to keep fouling him to stop him from scoring. And Jones still scored. What a gangster, bro. This whole game was just full of gangsters.
Yeah, dude, his pace was crazy. And for this being his first MLS start, it felt like he was the veteran out there. It felt like he was the guy who was going to dictate the game. It was honestly that left side and then Bernardeschi coming up. That whole side was just being played all night long. It was Jones going up, Bernardeschi going up. But Jones fell right into place. It was like, wow, like this guy feels right. Is it just not that we're not giving enough minutes? Does he need the full 90, or like does he need to start games to really get that going? Because he was in control all game. And I felt like anytime we were in a dangerous opportunity, it was because of Jones or it was because of Hannes. They put us in great spots to really score. And then when you see that goal from Jones, that's Hannes right there. Hannes set him up perfectly. And all he had to do was finish with the one touch. And he did it perfectly against Sean Johnson, against one of the strongest goalkeepers out there. So we're not talking about like, oh, this was just like an easy goal. No, I mean, you still had a tough goalkeeper that you were going against, and Jones made it look easy.
And I mean, I hope Munsef was taking some notes, bro, because that was not an easy angle to make that goal, and he made it in. When it bounced off that pole, I got so hyped.
So Nick Cushing said today that Munsef had a little knock. That's why he wasn't even on the bench. I guess moving. Well, we'll get into that in a second, but. Santi gets the penalty, Jones gets the goal, and then Perea, another beautiful pass from Hannes to Perea to kind of seal it with the 3-2 victory.
But I like to point out, though, at that point, Malachi Jones was out the game. Ojeda was in it. I just love the way Ojeda stayed composed, stood still pretty much, waited for Wolf to get into the position to the lead to have that assist. So to see a player who's like that young also stay composed, give the opportunity for the play to develop. I was really proud of Ojeda too.
That's very true. That's a great point because he kind of set him up to even have the space to even be able to cross that ball in. Ojeda did well too, and I think it goes to like the point of who's gonna be these our wingers to start next game. And it's funny because Nick Cushing was like, "Oh yeah, we have like a set plan of who we wanted to start for these next 3 games, basically. Like, oh, these guys are gonna start this game, these guys are gonna start this game." But then he's like, after we play like that, it's like, maybe should we stay with that plan? Because at this point you're feeling like, oh, maybe Malachi should start. Maybe Wolf has to stay out there. You know what I mean? And I think we're definitely gonna see a substitution against Philadelphia on Wednesday, but I wonder how much he's going to rotate after such a great performance.
I mean, I think you got to, only because it's such a short rest period, right? So like, and it gives you the ability to make some moves, right? Like you're able to put in Micha if you need to. You're able to bring in Parks if you need to. Like I think, and we have so many. I mean, bro, Talis Magno's healthy, and we've seen no Talis Magno. Julian Fernandez didn't touch the pitch this game. Like, it's kind of crazy that. First of all, I think this is Cushing's dream come true. My man says he's not a tinkerer, but he is a tinkerer because we see it every week. He changes the squad for no reason, and then now we're gonna see he has the excuse that there's a lot of games coming up. Yeah, I think it's his dream that he gets to do this, and I'm excited to see what we have for Wednesday because honestly, I have zero idea what they're gonna go with.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we're having some technical difficulties, but I'm back again. So striker Alonso Martinez started this game. Munsef had a little knock, which is why he wasn't even in the lineup or the bench last game. This game against Philadelphia, does Hovan start?
Would you start Hovan?
I think you have to, and I'll tell you why. I think the Red Bull matchup is a bigger matchup for NYCFC. They want to win at home. Those games you have to win at home. You already got an away win, which is great for this week. I think they would have been happy coming away with 2 points and getting 2 draws out of these away games. But you need Munsef Bakrar back on Saturday. So I think you start Hove on Wednesday so that Munsef Bakrar has fresh legs on Saturday. What do you think?
So you think our the best way for us to beat the Red Bulls to lose is for us to play Moonsef as striker.
Yeah, I think so. Sadly, I think so. I think that's just a testament of how we don't have a striker right now.
You know what I was thinking, homie? And I know people are gonna laugh at me when I say this, but we have so many wingers. Maybe we put Talish Magno back at striker.
Oh hell no, I'm done, bro. Nah, if that's the case, I wouldn't blame anybody if they said Cushing out if he put Talis Magno back at the 9.
Okay, but who has better finishing, really?
Talis Magno is not a
Magno
great
or
finisher.
Moonsef?
Alonso Martinez might be oh no, Moonsef is a better finisher.
Bro, I think in 10 games, Talis Magno definitely had more goals than Moonsef has.
It doesn't matter. Moonsef is a better scorer. This is crazy. This comparison is crazy. There's no way Talis should start at the 9. I love Talis, but not at the 9. Come on.
No, agreed. It's probably a bad idea. But bro, we don't have anyone else as striker. Like, I think Alonso Martinez had a pretty tough game, bro. He had a rating of, I think, 6.1 as per FotMob. He only had 17 touches for that game, and he was there for a while.
Yeah, he was there for 69 minutes.
Yeah, so it's tough, bro. And I felt like there was a lot of parts in the game where he disappeared. So, I mean, I guess you start Jovan because he didn't seem ready, you know, after the NYCFC 2 game against the Colorado Sharks or whatever they're the Switchbacks.
Oh,
the Switchbacks. Yes, the Colorado Switchbacks. I wasn't ready to see him on the starting squad yet, so I don't know, man. It's tough. It's crazy that we've spent like $10 million in the offseason and we still don't have a striker that we feel confident in.
That's for facts, bro. I guess that leads us right into our next game. We play against Philadelphia Union. They haven't
wait. I wasn't ready to move on.
What do you got to talk about?
I want to talk about Matt Freese.
We talk about Matt Freese every game. He's a beast. He won Player of the Match Week again or something like that. Whatever they're called. He's a damn beast.
He was on
bro.
Team of the Week. He's a beast. I just want to point out. I mean, yeah, I know it's a little boring to talk about it, but bro, the game could have been like 5-3, and we would have lost that game. Matt Freese saved us, and I understand that Kevin O'Toole had the hardest matchup of the game, and I understand you're not gonna go and stop Bernadeschi every time, but bro, Bernadeschi was going off on this game, and the only thing that stopped him was King of the North, Matt Freese, with the wall.
It's true. You know, one thing that we should talk about, Tavon Gray had some pretty big mistakes. I think this was a pretty rough game for Tavon. I mean, he did a lot of other things, but those mistakes he made were scary mistakes, and it allowed a goal in one of them. Yeah, I don't know. It was a rough game for Tavon, and I think it's just the lack of minutes for him.
Agreed. I'm hoping he gets more minutes on Wednesday, man. I think give him an opportunity to get in form, and then you have more rotation. And I do think the Red Bull game is more important right now than the Philly game. And Philly's just not as strong as the Red Bulls, right? Red Bulls are second, third place. I don't know where Philly is in the standings. So I would say that we want you want a stronger team, and if Micha is a stronger player, then play Gray.
Yeah, Philly is 9th and we're 5th, and Red Bulls are 3rd. Red Bulls have 20 points, we have 17, and Philly has 14. So we're all very close. It's not like a huge difference. This week could kind of like swing the whole thing. So we got to really like either draw these games or win. Definitely got to win at home though. That's like a given against the Red Bulls.
This is facts.
But yeah, we play Philly. Wait, did you have anything else before I move on to Philly?
No, Matt Freese was great. Oh, I think one more thing that I want to talk about was just Santi. I felt like we had reckless Santi last game. We got mature, composed Santi again this week, and it was nice to see him composed. There was a part where Malachi Jones already had a yellow, and then something happened, and Malachi Jones went to the ref, and Santi, out of all people, was like, chill out. I couldn't believe it. I was like, Santi telling somebody to chill out is like the most hypocritical thing in the world. But it just shows how much he's like grown up. Although last week he was kind of old Santi. It's good to see him like. Oh, it's kind of like feeds into the whole thing. Like, I know Hannes Wolf kind of played a much bigger part in our goals, but I still think Santi played really well. And I thought him staying calm and composed let the rest of the team, be calm and composed. So I thought it was just great to see him be a grown up, especially because I felt like this team was like trying to get under our skin. They were being really ticky tacky, getting a lot of fouls, and that he like stayed chill the whole game was just great. It's just great to see him growing up. Sometimes,
yeah, and
hopefully he
talking
keeps
about,
it consistent. Sorry.
Yeah, talking about the ticky tackiness, like you've already come back from an intense game with Toronto. Now you're gonna go to Philadelphia, intense, always crazy atmosphere. Then you got to go to Red Bull. So my concern is like, yo, you brought so much intensity to that Toronto game. Like, how do you keep that going 2 days later to Philadelphia? Then you're like 2 more days later, go against Red Bull. It's insane. Like, this is gonna be like a really tough stretch, but they're must needed wins, to be honest, because these are teams in the East that there are rivals. If you actually had to rank them up, it could be Red Bulls, Philadelphia, and Toronto's somewhere third or fourth if you put like Orlando there. Like it's like straight up 3 rivalries back to back.
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
And we're going against Philadelphia Union, Pereira's former team. Maybe he comes out, makes a little splash.
And Matt Freese's former team.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
I forgot about Matt Freese.
I don't know how you forgot it. Also, can you believe Matt Freese had like the game of his life, although he gave up 2 goals against our old goalkeeper, and now he's gonna play against the guy he couldn't get the starting job from. That's gonna be interesting.
Also, talking about the starting goalkeeper for the Philadelphia Unions, did you see the drama recently about this?
No.
On his Instagram stories, what did he say? Wait, let me get the exact words for you. This was a good one. He said, "When you are no longer happy, it's time." So he was frustrated before the season. I forget where I think it was with Football Americas. He went on ESPN and Football's America, and he was saying that this club really just looks to develop young players and sell them. And like, yeah, that's been a winning formula for them previously, but they haven't won championships. It's made them go far, but it hasn't really brought them that championship that they're looking for. And at this point in his career, he's 33 years old. He's ready to win some championships. And the formula is starting to fail him this year. Like, it's been 5 games, their last 5 games, they haven't won a game. It's been losses and draws. And he's frustrated. So when your best player is frustrated, that's not a good sign.
That is not a good sign. Oh man. Well, you know what? Maybe he shouldn't play this week. Maybe he should just chill. Take a break. Be all. He needs a break. He needs to go watch the Knicks and Pacers play. No, you know why I meant, bro? I don't know why, but I kept thinking the Pacers were in Philadelphia, and they're not. They're in Indiana.
No, bro. We already beat Philadelphia.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? The one concern I have going into this game is our back line. Like, we have Risa. Thanks for yawning while I talk. We have Risa and Martins, who are gonna be playing games 2 days after each other, and we don't really have a center back. And our one center back just got a red card, so he's not even playing. Our bench center back. So who the hell are we putting as center back? Like, these guys are going to be killing themselves.
Bro, we're going to have to bring back the old key guy, Justin Hack. I bet you we're going to get Hack minutes this game, bro.
I haven't even seen. Has Hack been on the bench for these games? He has to have been, right?
He must have been. Maybe they'll sign Chanot to a short-term trade.
Yo, Hack is going to come in and score a golazo, bro. You know Hack is crazy, bro. He'll do something like that.
That's the kind of thing Hack does, bro. Like, you don't want to see Hack often, because if you do, you'll see the flaws in Hack. But you put him in for one game, my man will be a superstar.
Facts, B. I didn't look at the betting lines for this. Did you look at the betting lines?
I did not look at the betting lines at all for
All
this.
right.
Oh,
Well,
we
guys,
both
no
lost our
betting
bet
this
last week.
Dude, I'm
No.
in negative $25 now. I'm not even at zero. I'm in negative 25 because I re-upped by $50. I only have $25 again. My wife's gonna murder me.
I'm still plus $200 somewhere. I don't know the exact amount, but I did lose. I think it was at 250, and now I'm down to 200 because I bet the under 2.5, and I was definitely wrong on that.
What did I bet? Oh, I bet the draw.
You did bet
I
the
think.
draw. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, fail.
Yeah, which did not work out. No, but I can look it up very quickly. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna be smart enough to be able to multitask. So buy me some time.
I can't buy you time. I got nothing. What do we know about Philadelphia? We play Gazdag. He's their most dangerous player. He leads the team with 7 goals. By the way, Hannes Wolf is leading the team with 3 assists. He's coming back, even though Hannes has not scored a goal yet, which is crazy. It feels like he's contributed more this season.
That is kind of crazy. I mean, who do you think the lineup should be for this game?
The crazy thing is we have to rotate so much that it's going to be so hard to determine what it's going to be. I like I told you, as striker, I'm going with Hovan. Malachi, you gotta give him some rest. You might have to go Hayda Julian on the wings because you need to rotate. I think you have to probably put Micha back in, but then Micha could come out at halftime. You put Tavon in. And then our center backs, oof, I'm scared. I don't know what the hell we're going to do, bro. You might have to do like the 3 in the back and then the wingers are a little up instead of having like, you get what I'm saying? Like usually we'll send our wingers up. Maybe we shouldn't. And then we should have 3 guys in the back. And then, I don't know. It's going to be crazy.
You're doing some crazy FIFA roster right now. You're about to have 11 wingers out there, bro.
Yo, Hannes could play left back, bro. Because what about Kevin O'Toole? We don't have a substitute for Kevin O'Toole.
You know what? That's what I'm really concerned about is Kevin O'Toole. We got no one else at left back. I think we might end up seeing, that he needs some rest, bro. I think that guy's played every minute of every game. Does Kevin O'Toole have the most minutes played on this team that's not Matt Freese?
I think Thiago Martins had it prior, and then he had that concussion. I think Thiago Martins has to start every game because who the hell else do we have at center back?
But who else do we have at left back? At least we had Justin Hack and the other dude. I'm sorry, I cannot remember that guy's name. Transylvania.
Strahinic. I'm probably saying it wrong anyways.
So I don't know what we're gonna do, who we're gonna put there. But you know what though? I mean, we would see Callens and Chanot play back-to-back games like that. So Thiago Martins is our DP. Burke Reese is young. I think they can hold it up. You know, hopefully they can just grind it out for the next 2 games.
Yeah. Did you get the betting lines?
Oh, I did get the betting lines actually, and this is kind of crazy. So Philly is favored to win at -120. The tie is plus 270, and NYCFC to win is plus 300. Which is
that's a lot.
Crazy. Yeah, they really don't think we're gonna win.
Well, I think they're just like Philadelphia eventually has to win.
Yeah, but why against New York City Football Club?
Good point.
I don't know. And then so the over is -126 for the. Oh, I'm sorry. Over 2.5 is -126, and the under is plus 104.
Damn, what am I taking? I don't even know what to take. I want the draw. That sounds enticing. NYCFC to win. That's back to back. That means we'd already have more wins on the road than we did last year if we were to do that.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, we only had one win last year, and I think it was actually in Toronto, if I'm not mistaken.
And
I
do you
could
know
be
what's
wrong
also
about that.
crazy? The last time we had 3 goals in a match was against Toronto in Leagues Cup last year, when we scored those 4 goals.
Yo, we were dogging Toronto last year.
I know. That was the only time we felt good about this team last year. Was against Toronto.
I think Muta might have actually scored that game too, bro.
He did. That might have been the
Well,
last time he scored too.
Yeah, I'll go. I don't even know I'll go under 2.5.
I think I'm gonna go with the same. It just seems like the safest bet, and I honestly have no idea. You know what? No. I'm gonna bet the win. That's plus 300. If I win that, I'm gonna be up high, and I don't really feel that confident about the under 2.5. So I'm gonna take NYCFC to win $50.
Wow, you're feeling the Nick Cushing Kool-Aid, bro.
Yo, bro, if he's a gangster like he says he is, it's so funny. I feel like people who don't even
I love
like
how you make things up. If he's a gangster like he said he was, like Nick Cushing ever said, "Yo, I'm a gangster, bro."
No, I'm sorry. What the coach says he was. This other coach. It's wrong. People are saying that your boy is a gangster and he's just willing to knock people out. And it's so funny to hear like people who hate Cushion being like, "Nah, that he didn't do that." Just like
No,
defending.
I like the Cushing out crowd. Yo, there's mad people like Cushing in, bro. He just punched another player in the face. Hell yeah, that's my gaffer.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe Cushion shouldn't even deny the allegations, bro. It's building up his street cred for the Bronx.
That's hilarious. We got to get some tougher players, though. I didn't see a lot of guys like getting in that scrum and defending our guys, bro. I thought they were a little soft. I'm not gonna lie.
That's true. That is true. Yeah,
I think Santi saw it and was like, "Nah, I'm out, bro. I ain't dealing with this shit."
Nah, but it could be they were in Canada. We don't know what their visa issues are. They ain't trying to. They're trying to get back home, bro.
They're not trying to do a Brittany Griner, bro. Be stuck there forever. All right, I think I'm done.
Yeah, me too.
Wait, what's our final score predictions? We can't be shooting this show this late, bro. I'm exhausted.
I know, bro. We're all over the place. We apologize, guys, but we try to get an episode in before the Philly game. I'm gonna say NYCFC wins 2-1.
2-1. No, that's definitely not happening. I'll go 1-1. It's a draw, hopefully. Right. That's what I'm going for.
Hopefully.
Are we recording
You're hoping
after?
for a draw.
Are we recording after Red Bull? No, after Red Bull game, we'll record.
Yes, that makes sense. After the Red Bull game, we're not doing 2 episodes a week, bro. That's too much work. Unless there's another fight, then we'll be back.
Peace.
Peace.